Deke Sharp's dangerous secret, a career dream that could destroy everything at Forrester Creations. Deke Sharp Harrison Cohn arrives at the iconic Forrester Creations offices with ambitions as big as Los Angeles itself. But beneath his confident exterior lies a secret that could demolish not only his fashion industry dreams, but also Hope Logan's fragile professional comeback. The young designer's clandestine romance with Remy Price Christian Weissman, a man with deeply troubling connections to the dangerous Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, represents a ticking time bomb that threatens to explode at the worst possible moment. The complicated family dynamics behind Deke's arrival. Deke, originally introduced as Eric Sharp before the show retconned his name to Deke Sharp, carries the complex legacy of being Deacon Sharp's Sean Kanan's son. This makes him Hope's half-brother through their father Deacon, creating an immediate familial bond that Hope feels compelled to honor. However, unlike Hope's previous family connections at Forrester Creations, Deke arrives completely inexperienced in the cutthroat world of high fashion. Having no formal training or industry credentials to support his ambitious career goals. The timing of Deke's arrival couldn't be more significant for the struggling fashion house. According to recent Nielsen ratings data, The Bold and the Beautiful has been experiencing viewership fluctuations, with the show averaging approximately 2.47 million viewers as of September 2025, down from peaks earlier in the year when episodes reached 2.81 million viewers. This competitive landscape within daytime television makes every storyline decision critical. And Deke's introduction comes at a pivotal moment when Thomas Forrester Matthew Atkinson has just made his exit from the company. Hope's precarious position and the shadow of Thomas Forrester. Hope Logan has endured a roller coaster professional journey that reads like a cautionary tale about mixing business with personal drama. Her signature fashion line, Hope for the Future, has experienced multiple cancellations, revivals, and near-death experiences over the years. Industry insiders and fans have debated Hope's actual role within the company. Some describe her as more of a creative director or influencer rather than a hands-on designer, since she has historically relied on talented designers like Thomas Forrester, Zende Forrester Dominguez, Dylan Demetz, and Eric Forrester John McCook to bring her vision to life. The loss of Thomas Forrester represents an especially devastating blow to Hope's fashion line. Thomas's design genius was the engine that kept Hope for the Future commercially viable and creatively competitive within the Forrester Creations portfolio. Without his expertise, Hope faces the harsh reality that her line lacks the design muscle to compete against other Forrester brands. Particularly Steffi Forrester Finnegan's Jacqueline McInnes Wood, increasingly dominant influence within the company. Hope's recent reinstatement at Forrester Creations came with significant strings attached. Steffi, who has long harbored professional jealousy and personal animosity toward Hope, only agreed to bring Hope back under strict conditions. Any misstep, scandal, or commercial failure could provide Steffi with the ammunition she needs to permanently shut down Hope for the Future and eliminate Hope from the company roster entirely. This makes Hope's consideration of bringing aboard her completely inexperienced half-brother an extraordinarily risky gamble that could cost her everything she's fought to reclaim. The Remy Price connection, a relationship built on dangerous ground. What Hope doesn't know and what Deke has deliberately concealed is his romantic involvement with Remy Price, a character whose history reads like a criminal rap sheet of troubling behavior. Remy first appeared in the Bold and Beautiful universe as a stalker who terrorized Electra Forrester Linnea Grace, creating and distributing deep-fake pornographic images of her, physically threatening her and pursuing her relentlessly despite her obvious fear and rejection. Following his criminal behavior toward Electra, Remy spent time behind bars before being released and subsequently connected with Sheila Sharp Kimberlin Brown, one of the show's most notorious villains. Sheila, in a characteristically manipulative move, recommended Remy to work as a handyman at Bill Spencer's Don Diamont mansion under a false identity. It was during this period that Remy encountered Luna Nozawa while she was staying at Bill's house, and the two formed what appeared to be a genuine friendship based on their shared experiences with incarceration and social ostracization. Current spoilers suggest that Remy's connection to Luna remains active and potentially dangerous. Recent storyline developments indicate that Bill Spencer, desperate to eliminate Luna's pregnancy, which may belong to his son Will Spencer, played by Crew Morrow, might attempt to hire Remy to stage an accident that would cause Luna to lose the baby. If Deke becomes aware of such a plot, or worse, if Remy involves himself in Luna's increasingly unstable scheme-esque fallout, could be catastrophic. Luna Nozawa, the dangerous wild card. Luna's presence looms over this entire situation like a dark storm cloud ready to burst. Her recent storyline trajectory has been nothing short of shocking, even by soap opera standards. After being shot by Liam Spencer Scott Clifton in a dramatic confrontation, Luna was secretly saved by Dr. Lee Finnegan and has been living in hiding. Her survival and subsequent pregnancy revelation have sent shockwaves through multiple families in Los Angeles. Luna's obsession with her biological father, John Finn Finnegan Tanner Novlin, has escalated to homicidal levels. After Finn firmly rejected her attempts to establish a father-daughter relationship, due to her previous actions against his wife Steffi, Luna has fixated on the delusional belief that murdering Steffi will somehow open the door for Finn to embrace her as his daughter. This dangerously unstable mindset, combined with reports that Luna has acquired a firearm, makes anyone connected to her a potential liability. The professional stakes, Forrester Creations' complex power structure. To understand the full weight of what Deke risks by keeping his relationship secret, one must understand the Byzantine power structure at Forrester Creations. The company, founded in 1958 by Eric Forrester and his late wife Stephanie Douglas Forrester, has changed hands numerous times over its storied history. Currently, ownership is distributed as follows: Eric Forrester holds 37.5%, Ridge Forrester controls 20%, Steffi Forrester owns 25%, Thomas Forrester has 5%, and Bill Spencer Jr. maintains 12.5% purchased from Donna Logan after her divorce from Eric. This ownership structure means that any scandal affecting Hope could be weaponized by Steffi, who already controls a quarter of the company and maintains a close alliance with her father Ridge Torsten K. If Steffi discovers that Hope brought aboard a designer who is romantically involved with someone connected to Luna, woman who tried to murder Steffi would have both personal motivation and professional justification to eliminate Hope's entire fashion line. The fashion house operates multiple lines under its umbrella, including the flagship Forrester Couture, various designer-specific collections, and Hope's Hope for the Future line. Historically, Hope for the Future has been positioned as a youthful, accessible brand targeting younger consumers with modern designs and positive messaging. However, the line has struggled financially in recent years, particularly after several personal scandals involving Hope affected consumer perception and sales figures. The Deke and Sharp factor: family loyalty versus professional wisdom. Deke and Sharp's role in this unfolding drama cannot be understated. As both Hope's father and Deke's father, Deacon represents a complicated emotional connection that influences Hope's decision-making. Hope has long struggled with her relationship with Deacon, who has a criminal history and a pattern of making poor choices that have repeatedly embarrassed and hurt his daughter. However, Hope also possesses a fierce loyalty to family that has consistently overridden her better judgment. This same family loyalty now compels Hope to seriously consider Deke's request to join her design team, despite his complete lack of qualifications or industry experience. Hope sees an opportunity to help her half-brother achieve his dreams while simultaneously filling the massive void left by Thomas Forrester's departure. What she doesn't realize is that by bringing Deke aboard, she's inadvertently inviting a connection to Luna's dangerous world into the heart of Forrester Creations. Deacon himself has been involved in Luna's recent storyline, having therapy sessions with Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Buddig, following the traumatic events surrounding Luna's shooting and survival. However, even Deacon remains unaware of certain critical developments, including the possibility that Will Spencer might be the father of Luna's baby and the full extent of Luna's continued threat to Steffi. The impossible choice: love or career ambition. Deke's predicament represents a classic soap opera dilemma amplified by real-world professional consequences. On one hand, he genuinely loves Remy Price and has built what appears to be a meaningful romantic relationship with him. Despite Remy's troubling past, Deke has chosen to see beyond his boyfriend's mistakes and believe in his potential for redemption. This compassionate outlook speaks to Deke's character and his capacity for forgiveness. On the other hand, Deke harbors passionate ambitions to become a legitimate fashion designer at one of Los Angeles' most prestigious fashion houses. Forrester Creations represents the pinnacle of success in his chosen field, and gaining entry to the company through his family connection to Hope offers an opportunity that thousands of aspiring designers would kill for. However, this opportunity comes with the implicit requirement that he maintain a pristine personal life free from scandal or controversy. The cruel reality Deke faces is that, in the image-conscious world of high fashion, personal associations matter as much as professional talent. If Hope or worse, Steffi discovers that Deke is romantically involved with someone who, 1. has a criminal record for stalking and creating revenge pornography, 2. maintains an active relationship with Luna Nozawa, currently wanted for murder attempts against Steffi, and 3. may be involved in Bill Spencer's plot to eliminate Luna's pregnancy. The scandal would be immediate and devastating. Hope's gambling everything on family. Hope's willingness to even consider bringing Deke onto her team demonstrates how desperately she needs design talent and how much she values family loyalty over professional prudence. According to entertainment industry analysis, fashion-themed storylines on The Bold and the Beautiful resonate strongly with the show's core demographic of women aged 18 to 49 and 25 to 54. Where the program consistently ranks third among CBS daytime programming. However, Hope's professional situation is more precarious than ever. She has no safety net if this gamble fails. Thomas Forrester, who once served as her creative anchor, has definitively moved on and, according to recent spoilers, may be preparing to launch his own independent fashion house in direct competition with Forrester Creations. Zende Forrester Domings, another talented designer who previously worked on Hope's line, has his own commitments and may not be available or willing to return as lead designer. If Deke's designs fail to meet commercial expectations, or if his secret relationship with Remy explodes into public scandal, Hope, for the future, will collapse permanently, taking Hope's reputation and career with it. The fashion industry has a notoriously long memory for failures, and Hope has already used up most of her second chances within the company. Steffi and other Forrester family members would seize upon any failure as definitive proof that Hope lacks the judgment and stability necessary to run a successful fashion line. The broader implications for Forrester Creations. The potential scandal brewing around Deke and Remy's relationship exists within a larger context of instability at Forrester Creations. Recent storylines have involved power struggles between various family factions, with Ridge and Steffi forming an increasingly dominant alliance that frequently clashes with the Logan family contingent represented by Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Hope. Some soap opera commentators have speculated that these tensions might eventually lead to a split within the company, potentially resulting in Brooke and Hope establishing their own independent fashion house with backing from Bill Spencer. Such a development would allow Hope to escape Steffi's constant scrutiny and professional sabotage while maintaining control over her own creative vision. However, this scenario would require Hope to have a stable design team in place, something she definitely wouldn't have if the Deke situation explodes into scandal. The broader Bold and Beautiful viewing audience has been following these corporate power struggles closely. According to recent ratings data, the show remains the second most watched daytime soap opera on CBS, trailing only The Young and the Restless, but significantly outperforming ABC's General Hospital. During March 2025, The Bold and the Beautiful averaged between 2.6 and 2.6 per million viewers per episode, demonstrating the show's continued relevance in the competitive daytime television landscape. The ticking clock scenario. Spoilers for the week of October 7, 2025, indicate that Deke will indeed approach Hope with his special request to join her design team. This conversation will put Hope in an impossible position: reject her half-brother and damage their fragile sibling relationship, or accept him onto her team and risk everything she's worked to rebuild at Forrester Creations. Complicating matters further, Ridge Forrester will simultaneously drop a bombshell on Taylor Hayes about Luna's survival and the possibility that Will Spencer fathered her baby. This revelation will send shockwaves through multiple family networks, bringing renewed attention to anyone connected to Luna or her orbit. As Ridge and Taylor process this information, it seems inevitable that questions will arise about Remy Price's current whereabouts and active-issues questions that could lead directly back to Deke. The spoilers also reveal that Taylor and Brooke will form an unlikely alliance to keep certain information secret from Steffi. However, when Steffi inevitably discovers this deception, her rage could make her even more vindictive toward Hope and anyone associated with Hope's fashion line. If Steffi is already feeling betrayed by her own mother's secrecy, she will have zero tolerance for any additional deceptions or scandals involving Hope's family members. The inevitable collision course. All of these storyline elements are converging toward an inevitable explosive confrontation. Deke cannot indefinitely conceal his relationship with Remy, especially if Remy becomes involved in Bill's plot against Luna, or if Luna's schemes escalate further. Hope cannot successfully run a fashion line with an inexperienced designer while also managing the fallout from a major scandal. And Steffi will not pass up an opportunity to eliminate Hope from Forrester Creations permanently if given sufficient justification. The dramatic irony is that Deke's love for Remy, which appears to be genuine and heartfelt, represents his greatest vulnerability in achieving his professional dreams. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, where personal relationships constantly collide with business interests and family loyalty battles professional wisdom, Deke faces an impossible choice that will define his future in Los Angeles. Hope, despite her good intentions and family loyalty, may discover too late that bringing Deke onto her team was the final mistake that destroyed everything she worked so hard to rebuild. And Remy, whose troubled past continues to haunt his present, represents the dangerous connection that could bring down multiple lives when the truth finally emerges. As the storyline unfolds in the coming weeks, viewers will watch this carefully constructed house of cards begin to tremble, knowing that when it finally collapses, the casualties will include not just Deke's fashion dreams and Hope's career, but potentially the entire future of Hope for the future as a viable brand within the Forrester Creations empire.